We'll start with the wheels. You already know we stripped the chrome and painted them white in a Toyota white. Now I want to try and replicate the Sunraysia wheels that are common as muck on just about every four-wheel drive in Australia. We'll put a photo of one here. There. See, the editor has a sense of humour. So that's what we're trying to do. So got some Tamiya X18 semi-gloss black, the smallest paintbrush I have, which is maybe too big for what I want to do. A silver Sharpie, a gold Sharpie, a red pen and a black pen. The red and black is for the pinstripe around the outside. I don't know how I'm going to go doing that. We're going to paint the hub black and the insert gold and do the nuts, the wheel nut silver, and all these little bolts around the outside have got to be painted black. It's going to be fiddly, and I don't have the steadiest of hands at the best of times, so this is going to be really interesting. So let's see how we go. Okay, between you and me, that was excruciating, but well worth it. The red and the black rings around the outside, I didn't have a blue pen. We just went black. It's a little bit messy. I think I'm going to come back in with a slightly thicker red pen, maybe even a thicker black pen. The red pen I used was only 0.2 of a millimetre, and you can only just see it. But with a bit of detail with those tiny little screws they put on the inside, and the wheel nuts and the hub, I mean, compared to a plain white rim, just makes it stand out that little bit more. Makes it a little bit more realistic. I might even come in later on and drill in a hole and put in a valve stem and maybe even a wheel weight. So that's one, only 3 more to go, and that'll be the wheels done. Okay, so I decided to come back in with blue and red Sharpie, because the pinstripes on the wheels are actually blue and red, not black and red. And I actually had the colours inside out. I had the black on the outside and the red on the inside the first time I did it. It's actually the red on the outside and the blue on the inside. So we went and got the blue and a thicker red pen and did them again, and they look a bit like round hole Sunraysia makes. They turned out really nice. There you go. Okay, onto the body. Now, as you saw in the last video, we went with the metallic blue. That's what we picked out of the hat, suggested by you good people. The problem we had was when we went to the shop to buy the metallic blue, I mean, you people realise how many different metallic blues there are?
Navy blue, turquoise blue, cyan blue, azure blue, royal blue, midnight pearl blue, sky blue, ocean blue, Fonda, Celeste blue.
We were there for hours. The lengths we go to for you people. We ended up with this metallic blue. What we ended up picking was a Toyota colour, tidal blue. Doesn't have a paint coat. And we went with a bit of a two-tone effect. On the top we just sprayed with the classic cyan blue. I think they go well together. Don't know if you can see, there's bad lighting in here. And we also painted the cyan blue in the body line around the tray and around the door handle there. And it came up really nice actually. Looks good. It kind of resembles the original Bruiser theme, which wasn't actually my intention, but hey, it still looks good. But I just want to break up the colour a bit. What I want to do is a gold pinstripe running all the way up the body there and sort of rolling up over onto the bonnet and down the front. Now I could just buy pinstriping and stick it on, but we haven't clear coated this yet, and it hasn't been polished, it hasn't been buffed out. It's still fairly peely from the paint. And the problem with putting stickers on, dirt gets stuck over them and they peel off. I really don't like stickers, so I want to paint the pinstripe. Here's where it gets tricky. I actually bought some pinstriping. This is 3mm pinstriping. I'm going to use this as a guide and a mask to mask out where I want the pinstriping. And the gold is just going to be that 3mm stripe all the way up the side. And as it comes over the bonnet, it's going to split into two and then come out down the bonnet as 2 gold stripes, and there's going to be mica red in the middle of those gold stripes. It might take a bit of fussing and mucking around to get the width of the red just right. That's what we're doing today. And obviously we still have to mask up and black out around the windscreen and black out around the doors. The back of the cab, don't know if you remember from the first video, it had that half cab bloody thing sitting on it. Well, we didn't like that. All I did was took the louvers off the half cab and glued them straight onto the back of the front cab, and cut this piece out of the back of the half cab and glued it in, and now we have a single cab closed in Hilux. So that worked out really good. We also painted the body line black, which in the kit they supply them as stickers, but again, I bloody hate stickers, so we painted them. We also painted a bit of cyan blue down the centre of the bonnet there. There's a ridiculous amount of masking involved just to get this far, and obviously painted the inside of the tray black, all underneath is blacked out, underneath the body is blacked out, except for obviously the interior went with the cream, the bone, the white, the off-white, the ivory or the beige. So yeah, on to the gold pinstripe. Now I'm not going to talk my way through this, it is going to take a bit of mucking around. So I'm going to put on some music, and Barry's going to hit the fast forward button. Okay, so here's the pinstriping on the tray, the gold. Turned out really nice. Once it's all colour sanded and clear coated, that's just going to be bloody beautiful, I reckon. That's the positive. Now, if you're a cheap ass like me, let this be a lesson to you. Don't use the Tamiya paint that you bought probably long before your teenage son was born. It's a mica red. It's a really nice colour. Let's see if we can show you what happened here. I don't even know what happened. I mean, in the camera there it looks fucking fantastic. But if you're not going to be able to see it. I think I'm going to go and have a beer. Well, it didn't quite go to plan, but the gold's on, the red's on. I did what I could with the red, but we're ready to pull the mask off. Let's see what we ended up with. There you have it. Obviously the red was supposed to come all the way to the end of the bonnet, because we had that bit of a mishap with the paint. I had to do something with it. If you look real close, you can see where the paint stuffed up. There's actually a bit of blue paint missing off there, which is awesome. Right, lesson learned. I won't use those two types of paints together. I'm guessing it had the same kind of reaction if you use enamel over acrylic or the other way around. But hey, lesson learned. There you go. That's basically the body. Hey, not bad. Give it a few coats of clear. We'll paint in the windows and this little vent in the back and the door handle. That's about it. I'm going to wet sand this with probably about 2000 grit, wet and dry, just to knock down all these edges from the paint where it was masked off. But I'm going to let it dry completely before I try and do that. But all in all, I reckon that turned out pretty good. Right, so we had a few parts turn up in the mail over the last week or so, and I think we should have all the parts to actually finish the car. So what we got was a driver figure. I've already taken the parts here, some of the parts out of the sprue, just to have a look. We can't do anything with this yet. We've got to still got to get some paint and some glue so we can detail it and do what we want to do with it. That'll come up really good. I'll leave that there. We got that. We got, well, you saw in the last video we had our lighting kit. I actually bought another lighting kit. I'll explain why in a minute. Oh yeah, we got these Y connectors. They go with the lighting kits. Bought some high torque metal servos. I bought a pack of 4. I'm going to use one for the steering. That'll make it a lot better. We've got new tyres. Nice soft tyres, foam inserts. Obviously I bought 4, the other 2 are already on the car. I just wanted to see what they look like. We've got them, and just some little scale accessories, high lip jack, jerry can, shovel and axe and whatever that's supposed to be. So we'll probably add them on later on. And I do actually have a set of spotlights on order that are going to go. I'm going to build a rack for the tray for the ute, and the spotlights will go on the top of the rack just behind the cab. But they're still maybe a week or so away. So they're the new parts we got. Like I said, I already fitted 2 of the tyres to the car. We'll chuck these 2 on, see how it looks. The body's painted, finished, so you'll see that in a minute. And I think first job we're going to muck around with these lights so we can sort them out and get some decent, realistic lights happening. So we'll hop on into that. Alright, so lights. With the one light kit, I'll just show you quickly what it actually does. And explain quickly why I bought a second light kit. So we turn everything on. Obviously everything comes on first. So the original light kit, you have 2 constant white lights, you have 2 constant blue lights. Obviously your headlights, these blue lights, I don't know what they're supposed to be, but I'm going to put them in the cab to illuminate the cab, because as soon as you accelerate, the blue lights go out, and then these white lights come on under acceleration, which I guess are supposed to be for driving lights, spotties or something. So as soon as you come off the accelerator, the driving lights go out, these blue lights come back on. As soon as you go into brake, your red brake lights come on, and they also work for reverse. And then obviously you have your left and right indicators, which is all good, but the body has side indicators as well, side markers. They're supposed to be static lights, but I'm going to make them indicators. So I needed an extra 4 3mm LEDs for the indicators. So that's one reason we bought the other light kit. The other reason is I want all 4 lights at the front. I'll just get the grill. On all these, the headlights and the parkers, illuminated like constantly, all the time. So imagine these being your headlights and these being the parkers, they're always on. And that will be the lights for the front of the car. Obviously I'm going to swap them out for white ones, which I'm going to steal out of the other light kit. So what we're going to do now is just, we'll do this in time lapse, but Zach and I are just going to muck around with the lights, plugging them all in, trying to get these 2 light units to work off the same receiver, and see if we can get a decent lighting configuration going that'll suit the whole car, not just half of the car. So for us it's going to be God knows how long, but for you it's going to be hopefully a few seconds, so check it out. Alright, it took a few goes and a bit of mucking around, and we thought we blew something up, but it turned out we just had a flat battery. I tried the other battery, that was flat as well, so we ended up charging one. We sorted it out. So I think we got everything configured how we want it. So we've got
2 main headlights, two parkers for the front. We have our 2 sets of front left and right indicators, which go 2 in the front and 2 on the side of the actual body, and they're working. Yep. We have our blue lights that we're going to use as a interior light, which they go out under acceleration. We also have 4 white lights which come on under acceleration, so as you're driving you're going to lose the interior light, but you're going to have 4 white lights that we're going to hook into spotlights on top of the roof. We also have tail lights that are on. They really should stay on, I guess. I might have to look at that again. But they turn off under acceleration. And we also have brake lights, but they're working in reverse, and our tail lights shut off under acceleration. But we do have the 4 indicators on the back. We might just have to look at this dilemma. I've got a spare port on the other unit, but the only lights I have left over are blue lights. So it probably would have been nice to have these as white reverse lights, which I still might be able to do because the other lights that are turning up already have LEDs in them, so I might be able to put 2 of these back into this port so that we got white reverse lights, and these lights will act as brake lights, since they're always on when the car's not moving. As soon as you go under acceleration, they come off, and so your brake lights don't work when you're driving, obviously. So we might have a bit of a look at that later. But that's pretty much it. We got every light bucket in the car should now have a light in it, so it'll work out pretty good. Now all we got to do is put all this mess into the car and make it look pretty. Okay, well, we ran into a few hurdles, so we're going to have to end this video here and go to a part 5 of this build. Having a bit of trouble getting all these lights where we want and getting the driver hooked up where we want, and if we keep going and put it in this episode, then you won't be seeing this until probably another month or 2. So we'll leave it here, and hopefully the next time you see it, we'll be putting everything in and everything will be working and together, and we'll go and take it for a drive. All right, see you on the next one.